morning. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Wendy Yee.
I'm Chris Yee.
All right. We're just going to start off with a bang because we got a lot of stuff for you today with a contest. This is from Pandasars Games, and this is for a game called Skate Summer, which is actually on Kickstarter right now. It's definitely on Kickstarter right now. In fact, we'll be talking about it in crowd surfing this week. The campaign ends on the 11th, which is today. No, today is the 7th. 4 days from now.
Close, though.
All right.
Very close time.
It says, relive your fondest memories of playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That's something I've not done. In fact, if you asked me to name a skater, I would say Tony Hawk. Then you say name two. Like,
Yep, that's all I
Tony
got, too.
Hawk's kids. Does he have any?
Bam Majera? Is that a...
Have you ever skated?
No.
Like on a skateboard?
Have you
No.
seen me, Tom?
Oh, I understand that.
We got our daughter
I
a
meant-
tiny skateboard. It's
I
like
meant
this
when
big.
you were young.
No.
I rollerbladed, okay, and rode my bike.
That's true.
I rollerblade, yeah. I was more of a brink kid.
My parents didn't let me skate, but I'm going to rebel and play Skate Summer. What are they going to do to stop me? You can win a copy of this. Just email us at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject line, put the word Hawk, because it's Tony Hawk.
Sir Hawk.
Anyway, and you have to answer this question. What is the maximum player count for Skate Summer? And you know what I didn't do? Spoil the answer.
Ooh, look
Okay.
it up.
Proud of you, Tom.
2 copies worldwide.
It's 2 copies worldwide, yes. So,
Nailed it. Almost nailed it.
Okay, hey, it's a new week. So here's the thing. February is, and I'm going to give an understatement. February is a busy month for us. Is that an understatement?
Yes.
There's a few things going on.
Yeah, so this week is, even this week's not normal. Next week is Dice Tower Cruise. The week after Dice Tower Cruise, not a normal week. The week after that, Dice Tower West. So we're trying to have as much content go up this month as we can, although the week of Dice Tower West, we will be mostly silent. But this week, we are planning to do some extra new stuff. We'll talk about that as that comes up. Other than that, let's get into the show.
Hey everybody, Tim from Dice Tower West here, and it is now less than 4 weeks away till Dice Tower West. It's coming up, and we are really, really excited. So many good things for you, but I just want to go ahead and start with a couple of really important dates that are coming up real soon that you need to be aware of. So the first one is February 11th, okay? That's February 11th. That is the last day that you'll be able to transfer badges. So if you've had a badge from 20 and it rolled over to 21, now it's valid for 22, you can sell it there. Or if you bought a badge late last year in 21 or even early this year and you need to sell it, you can do that. It's very easy. The transfer thread is up. All the instructions are there. But February 11th is the last day you could do that because we need to start printing badges and get all that done. So please, please, please go and transfer your badges because nothing will be carried over after March 6th. As soon as this convention ends, that's it. No more badges will be carried over. So you need to sell your badge if you're unable to come. And there are plenty of people looking for them on the transfer thread. So please make sure you do that. The next important date is February 14th. Now, February 14th, that's when our hotel block closes. You are now still able to get the great rate, $69 weekday and $99 weekend. That's Friday and Saturday nights with only a $15 resort fee. That's much, it's over $20 less than what they charge you at their resort fee. And prices are going up already in March if you try to buy in other sites. Ours is the best deal. So rooms are still available. Now, here's the thing. Badges will be available at the door, but there's going to be $20 more per badge. So the 3-day badge will now be $110. The 5-day badge will be $150. We will not turn anybody away at the door for a 3-day or 5-day badge. So you can buy your room and you know that you'll be able to come and get a badge at the door. But please first go to the transfer thread and get a badge from somebody who's looking to sell it. So remember, February 11th, badge sale transfer window closes. February 14th, our hotel block closes. Great. Next, masks are still mandated here in Las Vegas. So please make sure you bring plenty of masks and please make sure you wear them properly, covering your nose and your mouth. We're going to have mask monitors. We'll have masks available, plenty of hand sanitizer and all that kind of stuff. We have outside areas you can go to take your mask off, to take a break, in the outdoors. But inside the convention facility at all spaces, you will be required to wear a mask. But just for your information, the people in the shows and the people in the panels are all fully vaccinated. And so when they're up on stage, they will take their masks off to present. But other than that, those are the only people allowed to on stage when they're presenting. Everybody else must wear their masks at all times. So please make sure you do that. There will be signs all over, mask available, but bring your own mask, plenty of masks to do. The scheduling system is now live and active, and many people have been going on it. It's been updated just today. So if you've had trouble logging in, it should be able to be fixed, and you should go there and now be able to log in with no problem at all. So please do that. We're very proud of it. You can see it's such a wonderful system. Start planning those games, start putting them up. People are signing up, and make sure you check every day because people are doing things every single day. So go check there, sign up for the shows, sign up to play games. Get your convention planned. It's going to be great. Next, our demo zone. Wow, is exploding. We're still looking for volunteers for that too. So please, there's information on there to contact Vinny from Double Exposure if you want to volunteer to teach the games. But we've got like over 35 publishers who will be demoing games all the time. Go and learn a game there. It's easy. It's going to be fantastic. The shows. We've got shows Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night at 8 o'clock. It's going to be the Dice Tower shows and the Paula Deming one-woman show. So we're real excited about that. The panels, they're up on the schedule too. We got panels Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 1, 3, and 5. So many great panels. I don't want to name them all because I don't want to leave them out. Go to the scheduling system, go to the website. You can look, it's right there, schedule the first thing, and you can see what they are. Sign up for them, put your name down, and check it out. The exhibitors, man, we've got over 30 exhibitors. It's just fantastic. We have something for everybody. Huge library. If that's all you want to do is play games, if you want to go see the panels, if you want to go see the shows, if you want to be taught games, whatever, you can do whatever you want. We've got so many good things for you. Yes, Penn and Teller, those tickets, I'm still working on some kind of deal with them. It's just been, everybody's short staffed right now. So, but that is coming. And last but not least, we are in Vegas. So plan that something special, whether it's to go to the Strip and see a show, go to a special restaurant, do a special event. One thing you might want to do is go visit the volcano at the Mirage. The Mirage is coming down. That's right. Another property bought it, so it will no longer be there. If you don't think you're ever coming back to Vegas in the next year or two, go check out the Mirage. It's been a landmark here for many, many years, and it may be something you want to check out before it's no longer there. Other than that, we are excited about a great, great convention coming up. So I will be back with more updates, but for now, please just look forward to Dice Tower West just as much as we are, and we'll see you in less than 4 weeks. Bye for now.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Maple University and the Dice Tower. We have Project L here. It's not a loser. It's Project L, the game that was out 2 years ago. But we just play it now. I've been avoiding playing this game. And you know why?
Do tell.
Because I am usually bad at special rotation. Now, this is probably not the first time I talk about this. So, it's the game that everyone seems to like, enjoy, and I was like, oh no, there's like a Tetris shape and you have to rotate. And we played this a couple of weeks ago, and oh my god, how good is that? It's all simple, nothing too complicated, and I can always grab the tiles, the pieces, and put it on the thing that I need to fulfill, the project.
Yeah, it's a very clever and quick little engine builder with a critical end game timer in it. It plays quite well.
Another game that we should have probably played much earlier than now, but yet I am glad we finally played. Have you got a game that you've been put it out and oh, probably I'm not gonna like it, but then at the end play it and love it? Please let us know. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching.
All right, once again, I tell you about a game that was around when y'all were young children.
What?
Yes.
Wait, you're supposed to agree. You don't want to be older. You should have said I wasn't born yet. That's what.
I can't disagree.
I don't want to be
that we
called
were
a
young.
child.
All right, so we're talking about Battle Masters. So Battle Masters, which came out in 1992, 30 years ago, and I've given this a 5.5, but that is my today rating of it.
Okay.
As a kid, I thought this game was amazing. It comes with a giant play mat that's kind of like a twister mat.
Yeah, like a
Like
plastic
the material, that
sheet.
plastic
Oh, okay,
sheet.
okay.
And I mean, it's almost that big.
Did the creases stay in it when you lay
Of course,
it down?
you can see it there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The creases are there.
Oh, great.
And you know what all that terrain means? Nothing.
Oh, that looks
So it's just a
terrible.
bunch of. So this was clearly, when this came out, this was kind of a Warhammer. Hey, Warhammer for babies type thing, and that's what it was. And each side, it's not showing it in this picture, but one side had a big cannon and one side had a big ogre. I think it doesn't even show it on the cover there. Anyway, that was really cool. And then you just moved around and hit each other, and it's a really not a great game.
What was your favorite side, cannon or ogre?
Ogre.
Ogre?
Yeah,
clearly.
for sure.
Clearly.
I want the big. I
To
want
would
this
pick
day,
ogre.
if you have the choice between a big monster and winning a game,
It's always a
Big
big
monster.
monster. Now here's the thing: the designer of this game is Stephen Baker, who is best known, or should be best known,
playing Doctor Who.
for making games with the word hero in them,
Never mind.
Hero Quest, and Hero Escape.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
most
didn't know
people
that
don't,
either.
because most people at Hero Quest is Rob Daviau and Craig Van Ness, but Stephen Baker is the main designer. They just refined it and did stuff, and he also did Hero Quest, which was just reprinted by
So the best
Hasbro,
part
and I
about
still don't have my copy.
the best part about Battle Masters is the ogre.
Yes, for sure, for sure. No, just a lot of fun. It's just running around and hitting each other and light fun. I wish they still made games like this today, though, for kids in the store. You know, in fact, we just played a game called Boss Master. That's odd. That we're reviewing tomorrow, which kind of gives me a similar feel to this. You know, kids like moving stuff around and attacking with it.
Well, I looked at a little bit of a video on this one, and the pieces they're very toyetic. Like
Yeah, they're not great pieces. They're not miniatures. They're toys.
they're toys, yeah. But I mean, as a kid, I would love that. Who cares about detailed sculpts and everything? If I have a giant ogre and like, I couldn't tell if this was like an upgraded piece, but was everything, all the cavalry, were they like in a little square? Were they like, did they move as units?
Yes, it's that comes, I think, from Warhammer, because that's
Okay.
how, not Warhammer 40K, but the original Warhammer, everything moves around together.
Kind of in
usually.
trays or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
sure it adds to the, instead of moving like a horse, you're like a battalion. I'm sure that'd be really cool as a kid.
it is, and I liked it, ish, but it's never going to be reprinted. So find a copy at your local thrift store. It's probably missing 5 of the pieces. That's Battle Masters.
Hello everybody, I am Clara Barker and I'm back talking about board games, and it's one that I've played digitally and physically, and that is, as you can tell, Lost Ruins of Arnak. Being behind me kind of gave it away, I guess. This is a game that I'm absolutely loving, but that wasn't always the case. So it's been on Board Game Arena for quite a long time, despite the fact that it's a fairly new game. It's been available on Board Game Arena almost the same amount of time, I'd say. And I got invited and I really enjoyed it the first few plays, and so I was like, can't wait to buy this. And then I cooled on it and I just didn't want to play it for a while, but then after a while I got invited back to another game and my interest just grew and grew and grew to the point where I bought the expansion when I saw it in a shop, and I didn't actually own the base game at the time. Go figure. Now, this game itself, what you're doing, well, it's a very tight worker placement where you're putting workers out to defeat monsters, but mostly to gain resources, and you're playing cards to put your workers out to gain resources, and then you're spending those resources to move up the track, which is where the points are, and that's the ruins. There's 2 different ruins in the base game, and there's a few more in the expansion, which is awesome. And it's a really fun game. I am really, really enjoying this, as you can probably guess. I can see why it's so popular. Now, digital versus physical. It's always lovely with the BGA version to not have to worry about the bookkeeping, the points, or the, you know, what have I got here, there, and everything. You just know what you've got. And so that aspect of it is really nice. But interestingly, my housemate hated playing this online, but really enjoyed it when we played it in person, because they could see what everything was doing and how it was all connected. So for them, it was a much better, much more enjoyable version online, in physical. I'll play it either way. I really enjoy it. Certainly worth giving a go. That's Lost Ruins of Arnak. I'm Clara Barker. Till next time, take care and bye.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on IP. I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Planet of the Apes from Richard Lanius. Let's take a look at it, and I'll tell you if it matches up or not. So let's talk about these encounters. This will be normally what you will be doing. So this will be the number of dice that you will roll in the color. This will be the cards that you can play. So in this case, I could play a gorilla card because it's here to get an additional red die. I could not play a zero Cornelius card because it's not listed here. And this is how many rerolls that I have. And this is what you're trying to accomplish, a run of 5 dice in order. So you're trying to roll the dice to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, like a run of 5 dice. If you succeed, you get this, you get a skill. And then tail will move up 3. If you fail, you get 2 wounds, and 8 will move up. And this will happen on sunrise. And what you're trying to do is accomplish these encounters as you can to get Taylor to where you want him and prevent the apes from doing so on their turn. So you will continue just kind of going through these encounters until you meet the requirements on the intro. You continue to do that until either the Statue of Liberty comes down to 0, or you meet one of the losing conditions, or you're able to get all the way to Discovery and defeat that. It's a cooperative game where the players will be working together. I think the game painstakingly goes through the narrative of the movie, and it does it fairly well. This may hurt some replayability of the game because the game is so linear, but there's enough cards in there to kind of shake things up a little bit. The main mechanism, just rolling the dice and having re-rolls and trying to meet certain things, it probably isn't the most mechanically sound when it comes to the IP. You don't think about rolling dice in this, but it's a way to abstract that out, and I think it works fine. The game is hard, depending on how you roll, and there are ways to mitigate that luck as you're playing through the game. It's one of those games where you could just totally just roll the dice and you're going to lose. Let's start over and do it again. So I would say this one's probably a 6 out of 10 of meeting the mechanisms of the IP, but I had a lot of fun playing. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. I like to pull this game out. I really like the first movie, so it kind of pulls me in. But story-wise and narratively speaking, yeah, it hits that movie right on its target. Check out Planet of the Apes by Richard Lanius if you haven't played this one yet.
All right, tomorrow, Dice Tower podcast, as its third last podcast, goes up.
Anti-penultimate.
Is that what it's called?
Anti-penultimate. Is that a
I thought
real
it was
thing?
called an eagle.
An eagle, 2 under par.
Yes. Is that our
Sure.
Eagle podcast?
Third place.
Anyhow, we talk about the best games from 5 years ago, 2017. But here's the big thing for this week. We'll play it live all week long. And each We'll Play It Live that we're doing, we're recording a Catch-A-Palooza because somebody hasn't played the game before. And then those Catch-A-Paloozas will be going up next week. But we're playing El Grande. That's today. That's at 2 p.m. Tomorrow, Mission Red Planet and Automania. Then Wednesday, Shipwreck Arcana. Then Thursday, Gold West and Minara. Then Friday, Bloody Inn. Yeah, I'm in that one, aren't I?
Bloody Inn. I'm in that one too.
Well, yeah, I guess it is. I just haven't got. So these are games that some of us haven't got around to playing. So the people who have played them are teaching them to the people who haven't played them, and then we'll talk about them then next week in more detail.
2 of those are going to be new to you, right?
Actually,
2 or
3.
Ooh, what's new to
Shipwreck
you?
Arcana.
Shipwreck Arcana, the Bloody Inn, and the Gold West.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
you haven't played that?
I have not.
Oh.
Cool.
And I just did my top 10 Tasty Minstrel games, and is that Tasty Minstrel?
Yes.
Yeah, and I haven't played that one, so I don't know. Maybe it would have made the list. Speaking of that, I'm doing my top 10 Days of Wonder games. So I'm gonna try to do one of those each week. We're reviewing several games over the course of this week. Shoots and Marbles going up tomorrow.
There's a Catch-A-Palooza going up Saturday for 51st State. There won't be a live play associated with that one, but for all the ones going up next week, you can. That's what these live plays will be.
Yep. So lots of stuff. Z's reviewing Factory Funner. I'm doing my top 10 multiplayer abstract games. I also took a look at my top 10 anticipated games 2021, revisit it, and shelf reviews and more. I mean, there's really a lot of stuff going up this week. Yeah, so, and we're doing a Foursquare review of chess. All that coming up. Let's keep moving.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, today we're talking about Panorama. In this game, you are going for a hike, but it's an overnight, like midnight hike. You're going to start at dusk, and you're going to finish at dawn. And you're going to encounter all kinds of different wildlife, trees, mountains, the northern lights, Can't go wrong with that. Basically, you're going to make this huge panoramic picture of all the things that you see along your journey. You're going to make 2 of them. You're going to make one at dusk, and you're going to make one at dawn. But on top of that, you're going to make 2 of them with someone that you're on the other side with. So you're going to make one with your player on your right, one with your player on your left. And so you're going to make a total of 4 panoramas. You're going to add up all 4 of them. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's bears in this picture, and you're hiking at night. I just don't think that's safe.
Bring a picnic basket to distract them.
Yeah, just run the other way.
Hey, boo, boo, boo.
So, Ryan and I play a lot at most of our games. We're not playing with our children. Most of the games that we play are played 2-player. And this game does have a 2-player variant, but I personally would steer away from that. It was not enjoyable for me. I felt like I didn't have the opportunities to do what I wanted to do. The scoring, I wasn't able to, like, I would draft these certain cards and then I wasn't able to get any other cards to go with them, and it just worked better when you had more than one person looking at more cards to try to build your panorama. So that's definitely a Bethany thing. The game doesn't advertise that. It is a variant, so I do want to emphasize that the game says 3 to 6, but there's a 2-player variant. So that's like, I just really want to drill that home. That's not like, the game didn't intend for this.
But if you're like us and 2 players is your main player count,
yes,
might not
exactly,
be for you.
Exactly.
That being said, the landscapes that you create with all these different animals are beautiful, absolutely breathtaking. The way the cards line up perfectly, the foregrounds and the backgrounds and everything, just make it look really, really sharp. The color palette they use for both the dusk setup of cards and the dawn setup of cards was really, really fun. It was really cool. It made me want to, like, I don't know, book a flight right now to Alaska.
Yeah, go see what's happening. Everybody, thank you so much for watching us. You can find more of us on Facebook or YouTube. We're Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. This is Ryan. I'm Bethany, hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye everybody.
Guys.
Hello Proti here, your remaining content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part of a game, and today we will talk about Meadow. Meadow is a drafting game and a tableau builder where you're trying to get cards with different symbols and points into your Meadow, and with those symbols that you have in front of you, you fulfill requirements for other cards so that you get more powerful or cards with more points into your Meadow during the game. What is interesting is you have 5 tiles, or depending on the player count, and you use them either for the drafting board. They have numbers and you place them in a specific slot, and then you can draft that number away from the tile that you placed, or you can use them for their special ability, and every tile has a special ability. You place them into another board, make this special ability, and maybe you can have a pairing of symbols in your Meadow and get some extra points, but usually you make it for getting the special ability. And I wanted to talk about something that you can get from a special ability, and these are those road tokens. These road tokens are one of the symbols that you maybe need for some specific cards. But the interesting part is there are cards that you can play just with this road token. That means that, yeah, you play the card and you flip the token because you don't have it active, so you used the token, the symbol. The interesting thing is here, because I find it's opening a bit if you maybe get stuck. It's quite vast, the drafting and everything, so it's quite unlikely to get stuck. But the game is giving you the possibility to use a special action to get a symbol that you have for sure, not wait for some specific drafting and so on and so forth. So you are sure that you will get 2 of those road symbols if you place the extra action, the special action that you can do with this tile. And the thing is that there are cards which are asking just for 1 road token. Yes, there are cards that are asking for road token and more symbols, but I think it's interesting that the game is giving you the possibility to get 1 symbol in another way than just drafting cards. This is what I wanted to talk here about in Meadow. Have a nice break.
All right! Today we're talking about In a Box or Pigeonholed, although I looked up a synonym for Pigeonholed and there isn't any.
So In a Bird Box? I never watched that movie. Did you watch that movie, Chris?
Bird Box?
Was Bird Box a movie?
Bird Cage?
Bird.
What was
no,
the
Birdcage.
what was
with the Sandra Bullock.
yeah.
With the.
That was Bird Box, right?
Yeah. That is
never
what that
watched
was
that.
called. That was a fad for like a month.
That was!
It was a real fad for a month.
Also, I didn't like the movie, but that's because I don't like movies like that. All right, I like positive movies. Anyway, I know it had a positive ending. Anyhow.
Spoilers.
That's not a spoiler! Well, I guess it's a spoiler. I don't care!
It's been a couple years. We're okay.
Anywho, so we get pigeonholed a lot at the Dice Tower.
Sure.
All of us do, and we kind of feed into that a bit. Like we'll laugh at Z and say Z only likes short games, and Chris and
I
Wendy
like
only
long,
like
boring Euros.
And Tom hates Euros. That is, for some reason, that's what
But
gets...
do you like churros? That's the real question.
No, I do not actually. I think they are okay at best.
You're getting pigeonholed right now.
They're not gluten free, so you know.
I don't care about that. I'm gluten plus. But people, someone out in the audience is like, obviously. Anyhow, no. But here's the thing. I found that pigeonholing people is sometimes it can be useful. It's stereotypes or whatever. It can be useful to be like, well, Tom doesn't like Lacerda games, so when he reviews a Lacerda game, I should take that into account.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt.
If Chris and Wendy like it, I'm more in jive with them, or I'm more in jive with Z, or whatever.
But I have never met somebody who is perfect in this regard. Maybe a few people, but for the most part. Like someone might say, I hate abstract games, and then I see them play one, and they're like, well, this one I like. Why do you like it? I just like it. And that happens with everybody, I find, with almost anything. I mean, you said you don't like games where you attack people, but sometimes it works.
Oh, there's plenty. Yeah, there's plenty of exceptions to that. Yeah, like one of my favorite games, or among my favorite games, there's Nexus Ops. All you do in that game is move forward and attack people.
That is correct.
I hate that game.
Right.
It's because you don't like attacking him.
Yeah, there's
what I
exceptions
like.
to rules. One of my good friends always describes himself as a pure, dry Euro player. That's all he likes to play. His number 3 game of all time is like Blood Rage.
Yes.
You know, very Euro-driven, sure, but widely different from Agricola and Terraforming
Well,
Mars.
Z's in his top 10 of the ones we just did. The others, and what's that Cthulhu game? Death May Die. Those are not what I would consider to be short games.
Sure.
He also likes Merv, which we're still confused about. But look, and that happens. I'll tell you what, though. It gets annoying to hear it all the time.
Sure.
For someone's like, well, you only like this, you only like that. I mean, I've definitely got annoyed because when people say Tom doesn't like Euros, and I'm like, I don't know what more I have to do. You know, my number 1 game is a fairly hefty Euro, and has been for several years, because Le Havre is not a light game.
Oh, no.
I know there's someone out there like, what? I play with my 3-year-old. Well, then you hate your child. But it gets annoying to hear after a while. I mean, we can laugh and joke about it, but I think we should be cautious about that. Even now, I'm still not sure. Like, I think you'll hate this game, but you might like it too.
I also feel like I don't want to pigeonhole myself too much, because then I'm not exploring the hobby. So, like, I know generally what types of games I like. If there's more luck, I want it to be a much shorter game. If there's less luck, I'm cool for long, heavy, thinky games. Like, I know in general what I enjoy, but I'm going to play an auction game even though I suck at them and I'm terrible at them, because maybe someday I'll learn those skills. I'm not going to play them all the time because I find them exhausting. But if I pigeonhole myself too much, then I'm not exploring.
That's true, but I do agree with what you said. You don't want to do it all the time either.
Yeah, you don't,
like
there's
if
a balance.
you don't like dungeon crawls, I don't think you need to keep playing dungeon crawls.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe someone might bring one and say, hey, you'll like Gloomhaven because you're a Euro gamer, and that one might work, but I would be cautious about saying, well, keep trying it till you like one.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think that we're also in a different position because we're reviewers, so I'm going to play big sprawling 4X games that I might not always, gravitate towards naturally, but I'm going to try some, and I'm going to give them a fair shot, and I'm going to give them a fair review. I might like some of them. There are ones that I think are enjoyable, and so there's a little bit on me to kind of branch out, but it's also a little bit on the audience to understand that I'm going to offer a different perspective if I'm reviewing a game that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but I should probably have some meaningful things to say about it still.
And I think that's a useful thing for the channel in general, to have people that really love that genre and people that don't really love that genre reviewing games together. I think that's a benefit of the Foursquare reviews, is that you can have people that love it and don't love it, and that you as a viewer can look at that and see, who do I lean more towards?
The last thing I want to say in this regard is I also don't like when you pigeonhole yourself in a positive manner. I find that kind of weird. Because when you mentioned roll and rights, that's where I like roll and rights. So by very nature, I like this game. I like Lacerda, so everything he does must be good. I like cats, so if a game has cats in it, it must be good. And I run across that a decent amount. And even I have tended to do that, like, well, this is my favorite designer, so I'm clearly going to like this game. And then you don't like the game, and then you try to like it. You push harder than you might normally. You might even defend it more. And then you've pigeonholed yourself. It's okay to not like something that, you're not the king or queen of whatever that might be.
Phil Walker Harding games.
Right, and you might be a really loud person every guy, like, I love Phil Walker Harding, and you go, oh, this one's good. No, it's really good. That doesn't help anybody. But I've seen it a lot, and I may have been guilty of it myself. Probably not. Because I'm perfect. That's my pigeonhole. That's a terrible thing to end on the statement. That's so awful. That was a joke. All right. Anyway, something to think about. Let's keep moving.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Dave Luza.
My name is Bo Luza.
And I'm Ilka Luza.
And today we are trying to share our excitement for a new game that we just got. And it's called...
Architect. Seven Wonders Architect.
Yes.
And it's the family version of Seven Wonders.
It kind of feels like a family version. Is it easier than the regular Seven Wonders?
And it's quicker.
And it's quicker.
It's a super quick.
Fast and easy.
Fast and easy. The build-up is really simple because every player gets their own wonder in a little box.
Yes.
You want to show that off, maybe?
Oh, the moment you open the box, I was immediately very excited. Let's take a look. This is the box, and when you open it up...
There's no fart.
Oh, no box farts, but... we have these player trays. Of course, first game you have to put them together, but after that, it's just pick one of those boxes, open it up. Each player will find their own wonder in it. It will be unbuilt, but during the game, if you have enough resources that you have, then of course you are able to finish the wonder and gather up all the points.
It's really cool.
It is really cool.
It's really cool because it looks beautiful. Can you show the backside again? Because it looks like a scaffolding first, and you think, oh, what's that going to become? And then it's the statue of Zeus, or the Great Pyramids, or the Colossus.
Or Babylon.
Every one of these...
Babylon.
Every civilization or every wonder has its own special powers, but they're little powers. They're not... groundbreaking, and if you are familiar with Seven Wonders, of course they will be familiar for sure. But
in some you can snatch cards, in some you just get more points, right?
Yeah. And in some of them, one of them, the military is a little bit stronger. Yeah. Everything that you know from the base game of Seven Wonders is still in here, and we are really excited and hope to share that with you about Seven Wonders Architect. Thanks for watching. My name is Dave Luza.
My name is Bo Luza.
I'm Ilka Luza.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
What is up? My name is Matthew McCacken. This is Smashing Buttons and Slamming Cards. This is a segment where I talk about a video game I love and I connect it to a board game I love. And this week, I want to talk about Madeline European Adventures. This was a game that I played as a child, a wee lad, and I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I do remember loving this game when I played it. I played it on the computer, and I remember just traveling around Europe and getting certain things. I remember medals being a thing, like being granted medals and stuff, but I remember just having a really good time traveling around as Madeline and seeing all these different countries and places and these monuments and all these things, right? And that was the child version of me, just loving this game. But I want to connect that to Tokaido. Tokaido is a board game that it's very chill, kind of like this video game. I remember feeling very chill when I was playing it as a kid. And Tokaido is all about you're on vacation, you're going through and you're trying to gain the most victory points at the end of the game by either completing your panorama or donating to temples or doing, certain things, eating certain foods, and all that sort of stuff. So really exploring the area. So that is my connection. I like this connection because they're both very about exploring the area, and then like also just being relaxed. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like, you could check out mine and my brother's channel called Room 51. I'll catch you next time.
Alrighty, as we go back in time again 30 years ago, because I still haven't done anything new, still playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a 10 out of 10 game for me at this point.
Book of Boba Fett's not done yet.
We will review Book of Boba Fett next Board Game Breakfast, which, incidentally, no Board Game Breakfast next Monday. We'll be back in 2 Mondays. No. Yes, 2 Mondays.
Yes.
It's still 2 weeks after that. It will be a Tuesday instead of Monday. But don't you worry about that. We'll schedule it. Anyway, so 30 years ago, a video game came out called Super Mario Kart.
Yes. I didn't even know that's what we're going to talk about today.
I never
This
played
excites
that
me
one.
so much.
Like ever.
I didn't. So I had the NES, and then I got no other consoles until I married Chris.
Okay, but have you played any Super Mario Kart?
I've played the Wii one. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, so this
I
is...
played Mario Kart, yes.
Mario Kart is one of the most famous games there is. It's probably the most famous racing game. When I was a kid, the most famous racing game was Pole Position. Which is a great game in its own right, although impossible to win unless you are the boy from that Disney movie who could play it really, really fast. But I'm getting off track here. It's a great movie. What's that called? It doesn't matter. He flew an SR-71 in the same movie. Someone tell me in the comments. But
Wow, what
Mario,
an accomplished kid.
he was a robot.
What an accomplished robot. All right, continue.
It's a great movie. Well, it's a great 80s movie. It's not a great movie. But anyway, Mario Kart is... I was never a huge racing fan. I played Mario Kart, and this game just grabbed me. I love this one. The only other game that I played as much as this one back in the day is a game called F-Zero. I don't know if you all played that
I
one.
haven't played, no.
But Mario Kart is one of those games that I'm glad I played it because I still play it with my kids. And up till about 3 years ago, I was the supreme best racer. I am now last place behind even my 8-year-old son. So
that is the way of life. Unfortunately, man.
I like that the newer version has the training wheels for the kids. That way our daughter can play and she doesn't just fall off the edge constantly.
Sure, they added. I
appreciate that.
They added like a catch-up mechanism too.
Yeah.
You get that bullet that comes up and catches everybody else. The old Mario Kart, when you fell behind, you were like, I'm turning around.
Well,
Daryl, that's the name of it. D-A-R-Y-L. That's a definite 80s movie that I enjoyed.
No, I mean, Mario Kart's always had a catch-up mechanism. You know, just based on the items that you get, depending on what place you're in. You're never going to get the lightning bolt if you're in second place. You'll get it if you're in 6th, 7th, 8th, or whatever. The Super Nintendo one is very unforgiving, though.
It is. It is.
I played so much of that one, and I constantly fell off the ghost house level because you hit the sides and then the little barriers fall off. Stuff like that was mean. Video games are hold your hand.
Video games were much harder back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Marble Madness was one of my favorite games as a kid. Did you ever play that one?
That was a hard one, though.
It was really hard. I couldn't get past, like, you'd start level 5 and time would be over. That was kind of a racing game, though. You know what I mean? Like you're,
yeah. Well, you're racing against the clock, right?
The clock and each other because you're trying to be there first. You more time if you were first
I don't
out
think
the
I
gate.
ever played a multiplayer. Anyway, we're not talking about marble racing.
Sorry.
Marble racing tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
3 o'clock. Super Mario Kart, though, I won't go back and play the Super Nintendo one again because of what you said.
It's too hard.
But I'm glad because this is it. We played it a lot in college. But I know you were still kids at that
geezer.
point. Yeah. But anyway, great game. Still great today.
Assalamu alaikum. For the next few weeks, I'll be covering some of the worksheets or notebooks that Gamescooler.com provides on their website freely as downloadable content for your board games. These are worksheets and notebooks which kids can use before and after playing the games to actually build up some of the educational elements that they can grasp from simple games. So if you have kids in your family, try to check them out at Gamescooler.com and get these notebooks from there. Let's get on with it. Horrified Worksheet is going to be more about creative writing. It is meant to actually let you play the game and then note down the events that have happened in your story. And then you get to sit in the seat of a novel writer or a movie creator while you are trying to give names to your cast members. What monsters did you play with? Give a backstory to the town that you are in. We know there is a town, but what's the background? Why is it all happening? And then those events that happened in the game, use that as a theme for the story that happens in your game. How can you stitch it up in a more coherent story? Children will get to draw the storyboards and also learn that how actual movie production happens, why they use those storyboards to flesh out the scenes, the camera angles, and things like that. So if you have children who are more into creative writing or movie making kind of thing, this is a great workbook. Happy gaming!
Hey folks, I'm back and I'm looking at my top 10 things and stuff from 2021. Now my number 10 was number 9, and my number 9 is, well, something kind of different. You see, it was May of last year and I was out celebrating my birthday with my family. We had gone to a nice Brazilian steakhouse for dinner, but they were running about 45 minutes behind schedule. So we went around the corner to Barnes & Noble, and of course I had to check out the game selection. Now while I was there, I ran into these two young ladies who were obviously unfamiliar with the hobby. One would pick up a box and ask the other, hey, what's this about? Without the other having the foggiest clue. But one of them picked up a copy of Azul and asked the same question, and I just couldn't stand to see them struggle anymore. So I politely introduced myself and tried to answer some of their questions about the games. But then they asked me for my recommendation, and that's always difficult for me because I know that not every game is for everybody. So I looked around and I saw my favorite welcoming game on the shelves, and that is Planet by Blue Orange Games. Now, I know that not everybody loves Planet, and some people think that the little magnetic dodecahedrons are kind of a gimmick, and maybe they are, but how else would you want to build a planet in a game that's about building planets? The game itself is fairly easy to teach, but it does take some planning, some forethought, and a little bit of strategy. And in the end, you've got this beautiful, colorful planet in front of you. You can look at the cards of all the animals who live here, and it's cool. Now, I didn't want to overstay my welcome, so after a few minutes, I excused myself and went upstairs to join my family. But as we were getting ready to leave, I looked down to the main lobby just in time to see them walking out of the store, and they were carrying their brand new copy of Planet. Now, I know this seems like an odd item to put on a top 10 list, but it's not just about telling someone to buy a game. It's about getting to share in that experience with some new people and just having that optimism that they were going to have a great time. My only regret is that I wasn't able to join them for their first play. I wonder if they liked it. I wonder if they got more games. I even wonder if they're watching this video right now. And if they are, well, I hope you'll drop me a line, because I'd love to join you for a game. That's my number 9, and I've got a couple more of these to go. I'll see you soon. Cheers.
All right, there's lots of live stuff coming even today. In 17 minutes, Z is playing an app live. What app is it? You have to come and find out. It's at 10 o'clock. At noon, I'll be doing Q&A. And then at 2, we're playing El Grande. And that's just today. Tomorrow, all kinds of stuff is going on. Marbles and more live plays, etc. So come back and watch those things. But we're done here. Thank you, Chris and Wendy, for making me feel old.
Absolutely, that's our job.
We need to start doing 30 years in the future.
Yeah, games 30 years from now.
Ooh, yeah, they're
Make
gonna
up
be
some game.
Battle Masters 4D digital edition in Smell-O-Vision.
Ooh.
Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Wendy Yee.
I'm Chris Yee.
Happy breakfast, everybody.
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vassell and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production.